Hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining me at this time. My name is Shavi Zane, and I'm coming on to bring a message for you all. Um, so, first of all, I'm just now getting my voice back today. So, if I happen to go kind of in and out with my voice, just know that literally a couple of days ago I had no voice at all, um, which it seemed to be kind of odd for me because I had no cold symptoms at the time. I just ended up losing my voice. Um, and so, either way, I saw it as being a message for me to just be silent for a while and to just focus on other things. And so that's exactly what I've been doing. But in the midst of that, you all know that I'm a dreamer. Okay, so I ended up, as I was going through some things today, getting prepared for some personal readings. By the way, if you desire a private reading, be sure to email me. And also be sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you find that this message resonates with you. So, anyways, as I'm getting prepared to do a personal reading, I ended up seeing this card right here. This is the Nine of Swords, okay? And as soon as I saw it, it was like my heart jumped because it was like, oh my goodness, I had a dream about that. You know how you see something and it's like either a deja vu or you just know you experienced it some kind of way. So I was able in that moment, once I saw this card, I was able to recall a very small part of my dream that I recently had. And in this dream, there was a person, I can't remember if it was male or female, but I sense it was a female. They were holding out, the card. I was walking past in the street and they put their hand out to hold this card out as if they was giving it to me, but I couldn't see what the card was. And so I said, well, what is that, and they turned the card around and they showed me that it was the Nine of Swords. And so I politely said, no thank you, I'm not interested, and I kept walking. So that's the part of the dream that I recall. Okay, and I feel like that was not by coincidence. Obviously none of my dreams are by coincidence. And so I strongly feel, based on my own interpretation of what I'm picking up here, is that some of you might be in a very good place emotionally. You may be in a very good space emotionally, but there's someone outside of you that's been watching you, that's in this energy as a result of where you are right now. There's someone who is experiencing sleepless nights, overthinking, creating fears in their own mind, unfounded fears, illusions, disappointment. I'm picking up the energy of shame because this person is covering their face, the energy of shame. Maybe even guilt here, loneliness, isolation, overthinking, and maybe even spiritual attacks, nightmares. Um, Strong energy of fear is what I'm picking up as well. And so all of those things that I just named, when I think about the dream, this person was trying to hand this to me. They wanted to hand it to me, but the thing is, they recognized that I had the free will to either accept it or to reject it. And so when I asked them, well, what is it? At that point, they had to show me what they were offering me. What are you trying to offer? And what they were offering was this energy right here. Now, in order for someone to try to bring this type of energy into your life or to offer this type of energy into your life is if they already possess that energy. They can't give you something that they don't already have. And so, what I'm picking up is this person who is dealing with this right now is trying to find ways to swap energies. They want you in a depressed state. They want you overthinking. They want you in fear. They want you having sleepless nights. They want you in this energy of grieving, shame, all of these different things, okay? Largely because whoever this is, whether it's one person or many, they're having a very difficult time watching you thrive. So they're trying to find ways to open up the door where you pretty much you accept this type of energy into your life, because what they recognize, they have to recognize your power at this point to know that they must reveal to you the type of energy that they're coming with. So in other words, these people cannot come in wearing masks anymore. Okay, like I said, whether it's one or more people, they cannot come in disguising their intentions anymore. And so at this point, it's up to you to decide, am I going to accept this or am I going to reject it? Am I going to entertain this energy or am I going to walk away from it and leave them to deal with the mess that they more than likely have created for themselves? So we're going to pull some cards and see, what is this energy all about? What does this mean for you? And of course, if it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not your message. Come back for another message. I have plenty of messages down my time, well, not my timeline, but my videos. You can go back to the very first message that I ever created on this channel, and you might find that there's something there for you. So don't feel left out if this message does not resonate. But for those of you that this does resonate with, let's just see what this is all about. So I'm going to clarify this Nine of Swords right now. Okay. So look at this, y'all. Phoenix rising is what has come out here. This person, this is clarifying the Nine of Swords. This person is stressed out because they see that you are rising from the ashes. I feel that what's bothering this person the most is that, in order to be the phoenix rising, that means that you had to come from being buried. When you're in the ashes, you're being buried. And so it's this energy of maybe they felt more comfortable when you were in a state that seemed like you were powerless, in a state where it seemed like you had nothing, you was in lack. um Maybe even at that time, if you was dealing with the energy of depression or fears, you had your own fears, or maybe when you was dealing with a bad relationship, it's something about you rising now, you having the wings to fly, you having the ability to dust yourself off and to rise to higher heights. This person is watching you in this energy and it doesn't feel so good. And so this is why this person or these people, they're trying to find the opportunity or a way to come in and to offer you the fate that they have been dealt, or the hand that they have been dealt emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But they're trying to do it in a way where you recognize what you're getting yourself into, because they recognize that they cannot impede on your free will anymore. And that your intuition, what I'm picking up just based on the dream, your intuition is too sharp. Okay, it's too sharp at this point for them to just come in and try to swindle you or trick you. Because the woman that handed me the card, or that attempted to hand me the card, recognized that the moment when I said, well, what is it? If I say no, then you need to turn around and go the other way. The man or woman who tried to hand me that card. They recognized that I had the free will to accept or reject. And these people do too. And so again, they're going to come with the mask off. So they might come in a very aggressive energy. They might come in showing you that they dislike or disapprove of the direction that you're going in. They may come in being very antagonistic, or narcissistic, or gaslighting you, whatever the case may be, but they're going to most certainly come in with the mask off. And at that point, you're going to have the opportunity. Look at this. They're upset because you're reclaiming your happiness. I mean, gosh, this is a very miserable person or people. I feel like it's more than one person, but for some of you, it's one specific person who knows that something is coming to a completion when it comes to your interaction with them. I feel like they can no longer love bomb you. If this is people that you knew personally, they can no longer um, trauma bond you. I'm picking up on the number 5 here. I never saw all of these symbols inside of this blanket, but I'm picking up on all of these symbols. I see a strong Scorpio energy here. I also see the number 5 coming out here, which is showing me the number of change. There's some things that have changed about you, as well as the dynamics of your relationship with this person. I'm seeing Pisces energy as well, Aries. So this is clearly showing me. Oh, and I'm seeing the North Node sign as well. You're rising higher. That's why you're Phoenix here. You're reclaiming your happiness and you're moving towards those things that you deserve. And this is very disappointing for this person. And so it just highlights that there's so much work that they need to do on themselves. And you stepping into your happiness is their biggest fear. It's probably always been their greatest fear. Maybe at some point, or at a certain period in time, this person might have felt like they were in superior to you because of where you was at in that season of your life prior to where you are right now. And so they might have, in this type of energy, because they can't stand the fact that you are actually happy and rising higher, just lets me know that they really did use their position or where they were at that time to stroke their own ego. Okay. They definitely beat their chest to your struggles. It made them feel better about themselves to watch you crawling on your hands and knees. Okay. And so, because the opposite is now happening for them, but it's not totally opposite, because the fact is you're minding your business and you're continuing down your journey. You're just happy. You've reclaimed your happiness to the point where, even though you see that this person is now receiving their karma, your your ego is not being stroked by their fall. You're just happy because you know that you've literally done the work, and you've genuinely done the work to reclaim this peace that you now deserve. Um, and so, yeah, at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the card that says toxic. That's exactly what this is, a very toxic relationship that you might have had with this person. Or, like I said, sometimes these are people that you don't even know personally, but whoever this is, they're just toxic in their energy. And so I feel like now they're having to deal with the pollution, okay, of their toxicity. Is now starting to affect them now. And it's no longer affecting you, because what I'm picking up on when I think of Phoenix rising from the ashes, when I just said toxic and pollution, I'm thinking about dark smoke. What I saw was someone smoking a cigarette, and you know how people, when they're in their ego, like in the movies, because this can't happen in real life. You do this to me, you might see another side of me. But you know how people smoke cigarettes, and they think they just so smooth, and they just toxic as all hell, and they feel like they're winning, and they take a puff and they blow it in your face, because I guess they think that, okay, they're disrespecting you, but it's like saying, I don't care about your boundaries, right? I do what I want. That's the type of arrogance that they're projecting. But what I'm seeing is that that same toxicity is now beginning to affect them in more ways than one. So while in that very moment, okay, you might have coughed a little bit because of the smoke that they blew, now they're having to deal with the physical effects of what that toxicity was doing to them, while you are able to move towards fresh air, okay, clear air, okay, and energy where you're not around toxicity at all. But they have continued to abuse themselves. And so, because they no longer have you around to absorb some of that toxic energy that they was blowing out, now they have to deal with it, and it's affecting them in more ways than one. I feel like this person is also going through mental health issues, anxiety. Okay, I feel like they're also going through depression. I feel like they're going through all of the waves. This is like an emotional roller coaster that I'm picking up on. um this person may have a hard time getting out of bed every day. Okay, and when they do get in bed, they're having a hard time going to sleep. This person is completely all the way off in their energy. So you have here, go within. Okay. I feel like you're going to need to, if this person comes back in your energy, which I strongly sense that there's going to be someone that comes into your energy, and your intuition is going to show you, like, this person, they don't mean me no good, because like I said, they coming in with the mask off. And so go within in terms of who this may be, or what these people's or this person's intention is towards you, because their goal again is to swap energies. They can no longer drain you or siphon your energy to feed the beast. Okay. And so now they're being devoured by the beast. They can't have you by their side to bring this measure of comfort or protection to them. Um, and so because of this, there's a lot of fear that this person is dealing with because they recognize that their karma is now here. So let me pull from this deck. I'm going to see a little bit more in terms of this energy. You all are definitely stepping into your power and rising into your divinity. And so, sadly enough, while there may be many people who applaud you, sometimes there's not many at all, okay? But while you may have some who applaud you, on the other end of that, it's a polarity to everything. You will have some who are actually looking at you and hoping that you will fall, okay? And hoping that you will go back to who you used to be. Okay, so there's people out here who are wishing you negativity, and the toxicity that they was projecting is now too much for them to inhale on their own. They're starting to see just how dark and thick that energy was, and is overwhelming them because they don't have you there to absorb some of that toxic energy from them. So now they're having to face themselves, and that's not easy for these people to do. Nor is it easy, but it's actually harder for them to watch you rise than it is for them to face their own toxic ways. And it feels like it's easier for them to watch you rise and say, well, in their own mind, they're just, um, maybe having to recognize, okay, this person is doing well, but now they want to project something off onto you. Maybe they want to say, you've gotten to where you are through nefarious measures or through deception or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, they're really having to, if they really look at it, past all of the cloudiness that's within their mental, they have to recognize that you deserve the position that you are in and that you're rising into. And so that is the hardest part for them to face, not facing themselves. The hardest part is for them to face that, yeah, look at this, y'all. The death card and the wheel of fortune, the world card is here. These are two major arcana. This person is having to face that. Wow, high priestess is right behind that. The tower, my goodness, this is a major shift that is happening in your life, but it's also a very major one that's happening in theirs, because this is there's something very final about the death card and the world card. Okay, this is the energy with the death card. It's like they have watched you again fall. You was on your face and they felt good when you was there. They might have thought that they was in this position of authority over you, just like that priest right there. They might have thought that they had more knowledge than you. They might have thought that they had more wisdom than you. And in this moment of vulnerability, you might have sought their counsel. You might have sought their so-called wisdom. But in that moment, you didn't recognize that they too were the walking dead. The walking dead that just possessed a little bit of knowledge, not wisdom. Because if they had wisdom, they would have used it to transform rather than ending up in this position being overly concerned about you rising to the top. And so these people, they possessed only knowledge, but they're starting to see that you yourself, you have changed. You have gone through a death and a rebirth. And now with the world card here, you're ready to explore. You're ready to step outside of your comfort zone, and you're ready to strip down bare, and you're ready to be authentic and transparent with the world in terms of who you are and who you have transformed to become. And so, because of this, there is a final ending that is happening for these people or this person, and it's not going well for them. Okay, the high priestess is right here behind that, which indicates you have that divine wisdom. You have that spiritual connection. You know the mysteries of the universe. You understand the secrets of the universe, and you've been able to you've been found worthy to receive this wisdom, um largely because you did the work and you went through the full death and rebirth, the transformation. And so, because of this, doors are now opening for you. And that includes the spiritual wisdom that not everyone has access to. Matter of fact, it's very rare that people have access to that infinite spiritual wisdom, because there's too many people that get caught up in the ego. and that get caught up in self, that get caught up in applause and accolades from others, versus going within and having that divine connection to mother and father and their spiritual team, doing the work to heal, going through the transformation, removing the unhealthy aspect of ego out of their lives. You did the work. And so, because you did the work, you now receive the reward. And so, again, that's painful. You reclaimed your happiness, something that naturally belonged to you, inherently belonged to you. You reclaimed your happiness and your authority. So, in order to reclaim something, that means that it had to have been lost or stolen at some point, or at least buried and suppressed underneath falsehood and illusions and fears. But now you're like, no, you went within, you did the work, you went through the transformation. And so now you're taking back all that is rightfully yours, and your happiness and your peace of mind is something that you're not willing to compromise with. And so this is really destroying the ego of these people that used you being buried to their advantage to stand over you as if they was going to. Some of these people wanted to watch this be the final ending, when you was at the bottom, what they thought was the bottom, when they thought that you had lost everything. For a lot of these people, that was the greatest ego stroke of their life. They laughed at you, they talked about you, they put you down, okay, they trauma bonded you, gaslit you, they did all types of things to pretty much add to the pain of where you were at that time in your life. But now they see that you're actually finding happiness within. You're finding happiness within, and because of this, you're lighter in your energy. That's the only way you could be phoenix rising from the ashes, is if you have you've dusted off and released all of those things, people, places, and things, thought processes, conditioning, fears, belief systems, all of these things. You dusted all of that stuff off. You released it, okay? You let it go. And so now you're able to rise higher because you're more light in your energy. And so there's infinite possibilities out here for you, and you're no longer limiting yourself to fit the mold that this insecure person had placed upon you, okay? And then you have the moon card here. So let me see, what is the moon? What is the moon? Something that is hidden here. Go within. Something that is hidden. So the moon is clarified by the Three of Swords. You know, what I'm picking up on is that whoever this is, they're very stressed out right now because what's coming back to them is far deeper than what they did towards you physically. Some of these people were behind the scenes in the dark doing things to create heartbreak and pain for you. And when I say in the darkness, I mean they were doing stuff. Some of them was doing like moon magic, spell work against you to cause heartbreak, to cause pain. Some of them were even sending the energy towards you to cause physical illness. If you had like heart issues or anything, circulatory issues, chest pain, anything of that nature, some of them were doing these types of things in secret. And what I'm also picking up on is that this person is stressed out now because they've also been going to get tarot readings done on you to see where this transformation is taking you, because they know that you're different now. They know that you're no longer the same person that you used to be. They recognize the power that you possess. And so now they've gotten readings to see what's hidden, because you've gone silent on these people. You're no longer openly communicating your what's happening in your life to these people. I literally have 4 major arcana out here: the world card, the death card, the high priestess, and the moon. You're not communicating what is going on with these people or this person. And so this is why they've sought readings to find out what is going on in your energy and where this is taking you. And what they found out has them stressed out. What they found out is that you're rising higher, and that in spite of their attempts from behind the scenes to send negative energy your way to cause pain, they're finding out that it is not effective. And so, because it's not effective towards you, they're stressed the hell out because they recognize that nothing goes out void. And so now they're having to suffer through the things that they were sending your way. That's what I'm picking up on. You've been resting easy. You've been getting more rest at night. You've been healing and doing the work on yourself. Whereas now these people are losing sleep. I'm going to pull another card for the moon. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that from my other deck too. So look at this, y'all. What's coming out for the moon is the Death card and the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Okay? Death card and Queen of Wands in the reverse. So this is someone that's very jealous. This person is very jealous of you. And again, the Queen of Wands in reverse can definitely be someone who is doing spell work, dark magic. For some of you, it could be like sex magic. For some of you, they might have been doing things towards you to 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 suppress your creativity, to maybe even put you in this energy of having insecurities, or feeling like maybe your energy might have been drained with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. They didn't want you to have confidence. They didn't want you to be confident enough to go through the full transformation, because the Death card is now here twice. So I'm also picking up a strong Scorpio energy. They did not want to see you go through this transformation because they recognized that this transformation was going to lead you towards a strong spiritual gift that they already knew you possessed, but they did not want you to realize it. And so this is why when we saw the Hierophant in the Death card here, some of these people might be false spiritualists. They might have, certain belief systems that they've been very fixated on, where they was not able to go through the full transformation to rise above that particular belief system. And because of that, they have not been able to go through the full transformation. So it's like they're stuck in that energy. But they recognize that you had a strong potential, and you also had a strong intuition. You have a powerful spiritual connection to the Most High and your spiritual team. And again, they did not want you to realize that. They wanted you to remain insecure in their presence. They wanted you to feel as if you had to either dumb yourself down or feel inferior to them. And so behind the scenes, these people have been working against you. Let me pull from this deck here. I want to see what is the moon card with this deck. The moon card is you're chosen. You are chosen. So see, this is clarifying the moon, which is showing me that behind the scenes, this is the reason why these people were working against you, because they recognize that you are a chosen seed. They wanted you to stay in the dark about this, though. With the moon coming out next to the chosen, they wanted you to remain in the dark about this. They wanted you to remain in the shadows. They wanted you to remain insecure and not step into your own personal power or strength. They wanted you to lack confidence, and they wanted you to pretty much suppress your gifts and to keep them hidden. And so they was doing any and everything necessary to try to create emotional blockages. They even wanted to block your heart chakra, because they recognized that your gifts as if you are a spiritual healer or a spiritual teacher, they recognize that the only way that you would really step into your power would be to project the energy of love. Without the energy of love, then you're not able to attract or magnetize to you those things that are rightfully yours. You're not able to nurture and heal and to do all of these things, stepping into your creative powers and all of these different things. And so they were targeting your heart chakra. They were targeting your confidence, your creativity, your spiritual gifts. They've been doing a lot of crazy things. Some of you took a spiritual bath, or if you haven't, some of you need to take a spiritual bath, salt bath. They know that you're chosen, though. That's the major factor here, because now, for some of these people, again, they always knew that you were chosen, but now it's without a doubt that you're chosen because they don't understand how you're now rising even higher in spite of the actions and all of the work that they've been putting in against you to prevent you from doing just that. They don't understand it, but they know without a doubt that you are chosen now. But that's something that they're going to keep to themselves because they're strongly envious of who you are and the position that the Most High has granted you. And so, because of this envy, they will never come out and say, well, I can admit that, obviously you are chosen and you're chosen for this path. And I can respect the work that you've done to heal yourself. And, the fact that you have transformed and you're rising higher out of a circumstance that most people wouldn't be able to rise out of. Well, of course, because behind the scenes, they was doing things against you with the hopes that you would never rise out of it. So quite naturally, they're not going to congratulate you when you do, because now they got a bigger problem on their hands. And they recognize that that problem deals with them having to go through the karma. For some of these people, for some of these people, death is actually their karma. Okay. And it don't just end with death. This means that they're going to have to go through lifetimes after lifetime after lifetime of having some heavy karmic cycles that's going to bring some heavy, strong transformations, though, that will eventually, after they've learned many, many, many lessons, then they'll be able to rise higher and to, you know, absolve some of the karma that they have created for themselves by working against the chosen seed. But this is a heavy energy for this person. They're having to really face some facts about you. And I feel like there's a strong intimidation factor that they're having right now, too, just knowing that you are in your power and that you are fearless. Because in order to be this person in this world card, you got to have a lot of confidence to be this transparent. You got to have a lot of confidence to be able to strip bare of all of the false beliefshood, the conditioning, to start from scratch, to start brand new with the number 10. This is all about new beginnings. You got to have, no, I thought this was the number 10. This is actually the number 21 in Roman numerals. Yeah, 21. So that's the number 3. But okay, so that just shows me your creativity is now being awakened within you. You recognize that you are the co-creator of your life. And so you're no longer fearful because you know that within your hands, this is like, it almost looks like wands. It's like, you know that the Most High has given you the authority to alchemize and transmute energy. And so this is why you're fearless, because you know that whatever it is someone does towards you, you have strong spiritual insight. You know how to pick up on things and you know what to do spiritually in order to offset whatever it is that they're attempting to do. And so now this person, they're in this position, they're feeling inferior to you, even though you're not walking around in this energy of pride. You're more so just humble and accepting that, you deserve this transformation that's happened in your life and these new beginnings that are happening in your life, but they can't fathom what that means. So you have veil lifted. You see things very clearly now. Strong energy, so many things coming out showing me that you have great spiritual gifts and power, okay? And so um, this is not something that money can buy. This is not something that you can fake. This is not something that, you know, the high priestess is very modest in her energy, okay? This is why she's, pretty much, dressed like this. She's also known as like the virgin of the tarot deck. And so it's this energy of modesty that you have naturally when it comes to your gifts. You don't have to be braggadocious about it. You don't have to, thump your chest. in order to express what your gifts truly are. The high priestess is usually silent, and she recognizes that her wisdom is very valuable, and so she's not just out here casting her pearls before swine. But I feel like for some of you, before you was able to fully see the intentions of this person, you might have even reached back to them and attempted to give them some of your jewels of wisdom to try to help them so that they could become a better version of themselves. But they rejected it. They refused it because in their mind, you were supposed to be the peon. You were supposed to always remain the underdog. You were supposed to be the one that was always inferior and being at their footstool, because in their minds they possessed all of the wisdom. At least that's what they thought it was, but what they possessed was textbook knowledge. You see, they had no spiritual or divine connection, and so they recognized that what you had the potential to bring to the table, it what they brought to the table, it would be unmatched. Okay, because this wisdom that you naturally possess once you awakened your gifts after doing the work and going through the transformation, this wisdom is what ultimately you'll be able to use this wisdom to change your entire life and to change the lives of many others. Okay, and so because of this, this is highly intimidating for this person. They losing so much sleep at your success, it don't make no sense. If you had to say that, what's your greatest weapon against this type of person right here, is just to continue to rise higher. That's your greatest weapon against this person, because it's making them take themselves down through their own self-loathing and through their own insecurities and jealousy, and trying to project negative energy towards you, and not being responsible, not taking accountability for what they've done to you. Is literally, they're creating their own demise as a result of their thought process. They're being tortured with the toxic energy that they was trying to torture you with. And so you have slander coming out. These are people who tried to talk about you and slander your name. They lied on you, okay? They tried to say that you were everything up underneath the sun. And because of this, look at that. Because of this, no success. They will not meet success. Because of this, the bottom of the deck says you win. So because of this, they are not successful because they tried to slander your name. You ultimately win. You win, okay? And so, yeah, behind that, it says foolish decision. They made a very foolish decision, and they know this, and this is why they're covering their face in shame and guilt. They don't even want to have to face themselves. They don't want to have to see the reality. But the fact of the matter is, as much as they try to hide their natural eyes from seeing the truth, their spiritual eyes, they're being shown in the spiritual realm through torture, mental anguish, sleepless nights. They're feeling a dark energy that's hovering and surrounding them because they was tapping in and dabbling in some very dark things. And so because of this, they have now become the perfect host to be devoured by those same entities that they were hoping would devour you. And so you are the chosen seed. You win. You are now Phoenix rising from the ashes. You have done the work. And when these people, whether they've done it already, whether they're getting ready to do it, or whether they do it in the future or currently doing it, you know that when they come to you and try to hand you this energy, you know to reject it and to keep traveling down your path towards your success. And so now it's like, okay, they don't know where to put this energy anymore. They have no idea what to do. So let me see. We have here blessings. Y'all got beautiful, beautiful things that are coming towards you, okay? Because you rightfully have earned these things and you deserve it. So, I mean, it's so pretty. And this yellow bird, that's a strong indicator that you have stepped into your confidence. You're now more courageous. Now you recognize the power that you possess. And, I feel like you're also just operating from a space of love, self love, and you have an overflow of love, more than enough love to give yourself and to give to others. And so behind that, you have fertility. So there's lots of growth that's happening because, again, there's the heart chakra. And see, this person has gained their wings. And so, like I said, Phoenix rising from the ashes, you're now able to fly. Then you have here stand your ground, because of course there's going to be people that are in opposition to your growth. There's going to be people that's in opposition to your wisdom. There's going to be people that's in opposition to your transformation. And so there's nothing they can do though, because you're powerful. And this power that you have does not come from your ego. It comes from a source that's far greater than yourself. And you have a divine connection to that source, mother and father, and your spiritual team. And so this is divine intervention with the lightning striking, that power, that DNA activation, that access to that Akashic record, and the access to the wisdom of the ancestors and your lineage. You're now being found worthy to access these things. And so you have here the answers you need are coming. So if you've been waiting for some sort of answer in terms of maybe what this person's intentions are for reaching back out to you, if you're waiting, we'll see, what is this card? I'm going to clarify that. But then you have make time for self-love. That's what you've been doing. You've been going within. You've been praying, meditating, doing your affirmations. You've been connecting with the Most High and your spiritual team. You've been taking those salt baths, healing yourself, working with your crystals, whatever it is that you do. You've been doing what's necessary to become the lightest version of yourself. And so let's see, the answers you need are coming. What are these answers? That's too many cards trying to come out. Okay. The answers you need are coming is illness. So this could indicate that if you was dealing with anything that was going on with you physically, mentally, emotionally, depression, anxiety, physical illness, I feel like what is hidden is that this person was doing things towards you behind the scenes. Um, Let me clarify this card with my other deck. The answers you need are coming. That's too many cards. The answers you need are coming. It could either be that if you dealt with these things, it was coming from this person or people who have been sending dark magic your way to keep you from realizing your potential, because they wanted to see you stay on your face, even if it meant you losing your life. That's how desperate they were. Which is it's pathetic. But then also it could indicate, look at this, the star card is here. That's at the bottom of the deck before I even get a chance to move forward, because it's showing me that you healed either way. And the star card is also an indicator of being a chosen seed, which you already have here. You are chosen. And so, again, this person is transparent, but this is also a card of healing. And so, know that you are healing if you have been going through some sort of illness. Or it could be that if you went through illness before and you didn't quite understand why that certain season happened in your life, but you are now here, you've now healed, and it might have actually triggered you to go into doing the spiritual work, having that divine connection to the Most High, and doing the work to heal on a spiritual level. It was very effective in a way where it ended up working for you and not against you. Um, So, yeah, the answers you need are coming, is that there's a new opportunity that's being presented to you at this point in your life, okay? There's a seed that's being planted that has a strong potential to grow strong, to grow abundantly. And so the hangman is here. This is clarifying the answers you need are coming, because it could be saying that if you felt like things were postponed and you felt like you was in a very stuck energy and you felt like you couldn't move out of the situation that you was in, it's only because you were being guided to see things from a different perspective. And now it's like, okay, the answers you need are now coming in because you've gained that clarity, you've gained that insight, you've been able to pretty much illuminate what was dark. And so now you now have an opportunity that's being presented to you. And I feel like the whole agenda was to prevent you from seeing this opportunity, because I feel like whoever these people are, they had readings on you, and so they knew your potential of where you was headed before you did. And so because they understood that if you reached a certain space of understanding, if you reached a certain space of healing, um, you were getting ready to have a floodgate. Because I mean, look at this energy, y'all. All of these cards, you was getting ready to have a floodgate of blessings come into your life. Okay, doors opening, fertility, infinite growth, everything that you touch turning into gold. Um, and because of this, they wanted you to, I mean, they was willing to do anything at all costs to prevent this from happening. And so thank the Most High God, Mother and Father, that they would not allow these things to happen to you. But these person were you, they was used in their own mind. They thought they had all of the control. But the Most High God used their darkness as a catalyst to push you into the light. And so, yes, you might have taken some losses. Yes, you might have had to start all over again. Um, and you might have gone through some things that didn't feel so good. But ultimately, what ended up happening is that that postponement allowed you to go through the transformation. And that's why you have the death card coming out two times here, which just indicated that this is what you needed. This is the push that you needed to get exactly where you're going. And so now they're upset with themselves because they're trying to figure out, well, how can I give this back to this person? I mean, they know that they deserve to be in this energy of having sleepless nights and having to deal with all of the toxicity that they were sending your way. They know that they deserve this, but they're trying to figure out how can they, get you to openly receive and take what they were sending you so they can avoid their karma. Fact of the matter is, you ain't no damn fool. Okay? You wasn't born yesterday. These people are now having to go through depression, all types of stuff. If that was part of the illness that you dealt with, then now you see it was because of what they was doing, and now they have taken a fall from grace. So for some of these people, they had the opportunity that when they were shown through those tarot readings that they got on you that you are a chosen seed, when they were shown that you were bound and that you were destined for success and to have a great purpose here, and that you would receive gifts and all types of beautiful things because you've done the work to become the empress or the emperor. When they were shown these things about you, they had the opportunity, not just them, but many opportunities to turn around and say, I'm not going to mess with the children of the Most High God. But their ego would not allow them to back down. And because they lack belief in the Most High God, they now take a fall from grace. And this fall is not going to be no short fall. It's going to be long and it's going to be hard because they did everything possible in hopes that they could stop you from your blessings. But the fact of the matter is the floodgates are now open, and that everything that was taken from you, you're receiving it back 1,000-fold, 100,000-fold, 1,000,000-fold. And all they can do is watch from the shadows and grief and shame and guilt while they literally go through everything and more that they wanted to see you go through. So that's the message that I have for you all. I love you. Um, Again, if this message resonated with you, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel and reach out for a private reading. But keep on rising and keep on shining. I'll talk to you all next time.